magnifying glass.
A funnel.
A funnel, exactly right. Okay, so if you put stuff in the top of the funnel, it comes out the bottom, right?
Correct.
Okay, what are these?
Holes.
What are they?
Holes.
They're holes in the funnel, right? Does that make it an effective funnel?
No.
Is it completely ineffective? Huh?
Some of it's gonna go down.
Okay. This is actually what a sales funnel is. Okay? What comes out of the bottom of a sales funnel is money. That's what comes out the bottom, right?
Correct.
So as we put prospects into the sales funnel, they fall out because they don't qualify, their credit's bad, they don't like the color, the dealer gives them a better price, I don't care what it is, right? But at the end of the day, we get some out of here, right? Okay, so in effect, what is the best way to get the most out of this? What's the best way? Anybody. What would you think would be the best way to get this where it's pouring out the bottom as much as we possibly can?
Everybody being on the same page.
The only way we can do that is to put more in here. Out of sheer physics, the more we put in the top of the funnel, we're going to lose shit all the time. But the more that goes in here, more has to come out of here. Because we have filled this up so much that only certain things can squeak out of here. We're not going to lose as much. Where we're dribbling water in, it's going to be pouring out, and we're going to get little bit drips here. But if we jam this thing full of prospects and we keep calling and calling and calling and calling and calling and calling and calling, people have to come out of here. We're going to make money just in sheer physics, right? The more we put in the top, the more has to come out of the bottom. I just found that to be, I went, you know what? That's very cool. So you don't have to be the most silver-tongued, educated, greatest person that's ever lived on the face of the earth in picking up a telephone, greeting a customer, demoing a vehicle, you don't have to be great at anything. But if you're not, and if you are great at everything, you know, you're up there already, get more people involved. The more people that are involved, you can't help but get. So then, what is a cause and effect of this? A cause is that the more you put in, the less fall out, but the more experience you get, the better you get. Right? Brian Tracy, who's a sales trainer, said that everybody's got 10,000 cold calls in them. And after you make 10,000 cold calls, you should never have to cold call again. Well, the reason for that is if you learn and you get better and you improve and you really want to get your self-development to a point where you're getting better every single day, you're going to have to start putting less in here because you have the ways and means of starting to fill these holes.
Now
this one's good, this one's filled, that one's filled. So now I'm going to lose less out of what we got.
There's a whole thing that I heard a long time ago about Babe Ruth. Babe Ruth is known for, having the most home runs. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Yes.
Okay, but he also is known for something else. Anybody else know what that is?
No strikeouts.
Say again?
No strikeouts.
Yeah, no, but say that louder because the
No
noise.
strikeouts.
He had the most strikeouts. So Babe Ruth is really super famous. They got a candy bar on him and all that stuff because he has the most home runs. What people don't talk about as much or at all is that he has a tremendous amount of strikeouts, which means he has a lot of what?
Opportunities.
At bats. That's the same thing that I'm getting out of what I just heard. Is that again, if you get up to the plate and you start, swinging and swinging and swinging and swinging and swinging and swinging and swinging, you're going to hit some. You're going to knock them right out of the park. But you need opportunities to do business. You can't just, do it a little bit and expect a lot to happen.
Does anybody know the definition of luck in sales? It's like the definition of insanity. What we hear is that we keep doing the same thing and expect different results. That's not really the true dictionary definition of insanity. But does anybody know what the definition of luck is when it pertains to sales?
No.
It's an intersection.
I can't hear you because of
Luck is an intersection of preparedness and opportunity. That's what luck is. If we're prepared and we're educated and we're learning and we're trying to do everything and the opportunity presents itself, that's what luck is. There's no such thing as luck. You have to, the more you can put in here, the more you're going to learn, the less it eventually has to go in. We're more effective. We're nailing down, because let's face it, if we get more effective up here, you can't make 150 calls a day.
You can't.
Because you're going to be engaged more, right?
That's right.
Because you've got people replying to your emails, replying to your voicemails. So as we become more engaged, you know what we do? We now have a core group of people that are knocking it dead, Now you add 2 more coordinators.
That's
Right.
right. And that's
Right?
why I don't
And then
believe
we-
in the 120 phone calls
Well,
a day,
it's
because
not
you
a-
have to be engaged. You have to build that
Understand,
rapport.
but understand his point. Understand
Yeah,
his
I
point.
do. I
If we
get that.
target 120 dials a day, and they come away and someone's able to make their 4 to 6 appointments in 60 calls a day, I think he's going to understand. But if Nicole has 60 dials a day and Andrea has 60 dials a day and she makes 5 appointments and she makes 0, she probably should have been able to make more dials, right?
Absolutely.
Because she wasn't engaged as much. She wasn't, going through the 10-step process to get the appointment closed, right?
Right.
So that's what it's about. It's about that departmentally, you have to contact so many people. The laws of closing are the laws of closing. It is what it is. So if you take a group of people, you're going to have superstars, you're going to have steady eddies, and you're going to have people that you need to develop, correct? And so there still is, those numbers incorporate all those people. I don't care whether it's the walk-in 20%, the internet 50%. Sales law has never changed. I mean, of course it's been adjusted, but the point is the more people that you talk to, the more you're going to make money on. It's
Right.
plain and simple. And the cool thing about this is the more people you talk to, the quicker you're going to learn, so you end up having to talk to less people. You become more effective. You make more money. Now, when you've got all these guys doing 60 dials a day and making 6 appointments a day, you know what you're doing? You're adding people to the department now. Now you bring in 2 more coordinators. Those people you got to groom and let them bang away doing 120 dials a day while everybody else is doing 60, and you build a monster. That's what it's about. But you at 60 dials a day and you're not getting anywhere, bottom line is you're just not doing it. You're not doing enough. At 60 dials a day making 6 appointments a day, I leave her alone. Absolutely leave her alone. Let her do what she does and let other people be listening to what she's saying. But when you're banging out the same number of calls with 0 success, the bottom line is when you're new, it's all about putting people in that funnel because they're going to fall out. And this money to your department is the appointment.
Here's the thing. I want to jump in because this has got to shut down in a minute. No, hang out. Here's the other thing, though, is that you got to realize, like you said, numbers don't lie. You know, I love math. Math is what it is. You know, the issue that I want to remain here is if you make 6 appointments and it's a one-time thing, then it's just a one-time thing. If you do 60 dials, 60 attempts, and you hit 6 appointments once or twice, it's really simple. In 30 days, you just add up all the phone calls, all the appointments, and you divide it by how many working days, you're going to get your average phone call per day. So again, if you were making 60 phone calls and on average you're still making 6 appointments a day, God bless you. That's coming from Sean V. Bradley, and I got audio listening to me right now. However, if you, of course, people are going to just gravitate towards the big number. But at the end of the day, it's what you accomplish in that month. And if you accomplish in the month, you know, an average of only mediocre numbers, 60 dials, and you only have a couple, 6 appointments, but the majority are 2 or 3, that's a problem. Or like what you said before, I concur, is that if, you're dialing 60 and you don't have 6 appointments. Here's what I do know, is that being in the car business for 12 years, I've met 20 car people, I've met 25 car people, I've met 30 car people, I've met 35 car people, I've met 40 car people, I even met 50 car people. I've actually met somebody that sold 50 cars in a month. Middletown Chevrolet, I will never forget, in Middletown, New Jersey, in Monmouth County. So do you know what it takes for somebody to turn around and have to sell, let's just say, 30, 40 cars, product presentation, demo drive? You're killing yourself. I mean, it's a lot of paperwork. It's a lot of, running around, product presentations. There's a lot of stuff like that. And if there are those type of people that exist and could do that, if you're in this department for 8 hours in a day or 7 hours a day minus lunch or whatever it is, and all you're tasked to do is make phone calls, and if somebody like J.D. Power, that's a multi-billion-dollar corporation, says on average you're going to have an 11 to 14% connection ratio, and let's say you are the internet goddess or god of the world, and you got a 20% closing ratio, which is almost unheard of, or connection ratio on the phones, the majority still, even if it's 25, which I challenge anybody in this country to be able to show me that, you're looking at literally 80, 85, 90% of your efforts are going to result in nothing. So if the majority of your efforts are going to be, just leaving voicemail messages, then we need to get better at making more attempts. Now, I'm going to say this because I got a couple more seconds left.